Hey there, good morning and welcome to the JeepSolid Garage. So I wanted to share with you guys my experience with the Harbor Freight transmission jack. I've had the opportunity of using this a couple times. I dropped the transmission on a Jeep Wrangler, on a Cherokee. I've got some video to show you guys of that process in action. And I want to talk about, is this transmission jack worthwhile? Is it something you should buy? Let's get to it. So right now I've got an AX15 manual transmission sitting on top of it out of a Jeep. Let's go ahead and take the ratchet strap off of here so we can have a better look at this transmission stand or transmission jack. This is a pretty thick, it's a 2-inch thick or 2-inch wide strap, and the strap actually, it's heavy duty, and the latch on here, it's not cheap. I mean, it straps it down pretty darn good. Let me lift this off of here. So the strap is plenty long enough to get around, I would think, most any transmission. It's plenty long enough for what I'm using it. I did have to use a block of wood just to get the position of the transmission where I wanted it. It does have a little bit of tilt action to the tray here. Good grief, that is tight. With a couple of wing nuts on each side, and then it'll tilt. Gosh, I don't know, what is that? 10 or 15 degrees, but honestly it's not quite enough for what I needed. I needed it to tip a little bit more because your transmission sits in your vehicle at an angle like that, right? So it's lined up with the engine. So having this tilt a little bit is necessary. It should actually tilt this way for your transmission. You might have to use some blocks of wood though to kind of get it to exactly where you need. At its lowest position, let's see, the deck height here is 7.5 inches. All right, I'm gonna raise it up and we could check its top height, its maximum height. I'm actually gonna cheat a little bit and use a impact driver, but I think the instructions say don't use power tools on raising and lowering it. Let me show you why, while we had it in use, the effect that using an impact driver on it had. And if you use the ratchet here by hand, it works just fine. Goes up pretty smoothly. Sometimes I will use a impact driver to raise and lower it, but honestly I can't say I really recommend this because it makes pretty abrupt changes. I've had it the transmission kind of drop down a bit. For raising it up is fine, but I noticed when coming down, yeah, see, like that, it just drops pretty quick. All right, so let's raise it up here and get up most of the way there and then finish it off by hand. And yeah, I have found that when you have the weight of a transmission on it, using a hand ratchet is the way to go. Let's see what our max throw is here. All right, and our maximum height looks to be 23.5 inches, and it is designed for up to 450 pounds, which is plenty for these Jeeps. And the drive to raise and lower it, that's a 1/2 inch socket, fits in there just great. I actually just took a second to look up some of the specs on this, and the tilt here is 5 degrees, the strap is 43 inches long, and this weighs in at 33 pounds, and it's a little beefy. I mean, it's stout. It is not cheaply made. Honestly, overall, I was very happy with it. And when you're removing a transmission, you're under there kind of rustling it, jostling it. You really need something strapped down, something beefy for it to be strapped onto. The casters on this actually roll really pretty darn well. Be sure to check out some of my videos of removing the transmission. You can kind of see me fighting with that and what I mean by that, and just some of the struggles I went through. And I've got some great tips or tricks on removing a transmission, just things to watch out for and make your job a little bit easier. But overall, the Pittsburgh Harbor Freight transmission jack, yeah, super handy, super helpful. I've been very pleased with it on the transmissions I've done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out my next video right up here, and have a good day.